Good evening, class. This is Steve Roseman, term 1303 of the MIU class. And in our first week, um, I guess we were kind of starting over. And since we're going to concentrate on more of what the interface looked like, or start to concentrate on what the interface looks like, and having a pleasing eye and being recognizable to previous formats a user may already know, so that when they go onto your app, they still have that same comfort. This week, I spent some time fixing the issues from last week's final code of visual frameworks. Um, but I was able to get through this assignment. A lot of things I still want to work on. However, um, when I think of what was the easiest part of it, the HTML, just going back through that, or going and setting that page up was probably the easiest, because it didn't require as much. But I understood things that I didn't understand coming into visual frameworks, about class, about the name attribute, and how those work. So that came to me a little bit easier than first starting. The CSS, it wasn't hard per se, but it still has its challenges to make sure that you're calling the correct thing to be able to get what you're looking for, which presented somewhat of a challenge, and still being able to create something that could potentially be eye pleasing, and understanding what would change a color, what would allow a button to be rounded, or border to be rounded, excuse me. Um, so that still presented challenges, and I used the I used various websites to help to find different different ways to help present the site and add more functionality to the app, excuse me. So I did pull from different sources like the W3C to assist in doing that. Um, I also use from the VFW class about CSS, so I went back over those videos, and as well for the HTML, to be able to make sure that I was correctly putting in uh, tags, and understanding what tags I use as well, and even pulling from websites to make sure I was understanding the differences between the block and inline elements, tags, excuse me. Uh, this week, no real aha moment. I will say that a little bit more of a comfort and not a complete panic. Still quite nervous and scared, and so it hurts me kind of being creative, because I don't just react. I'm still walking or crawling, trying to put the pieces together, but I don't have the same panic factor. So that's more of an aha for me, opposed to being completely scared all the way around the board. Um, and and that's about it. So this is the first week, and next week I hope to make a lot of changes and upgrades, and to make sure it really shows a little bit more of the personality I have. But that's the beginning start, and I wanted to make sure I covered my search, my browse, and my call to action, which I feel I effectively did convey those. Um, so everyone have a good evening. Thank you.